Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries on the dais and participants. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a welcome address on the occasion of launch of 8th round of commercial coal block auctions in the country. It was mentioned, this commercial coal blocks auctions was launched on 18th of June 2020 by Honorable Prime Minister in the presence of our Honorable Minister for Coal and Parliamentary Affairs. And since then, we have conducted 7 rounds and 6 second rounds. So it's almost 13 rounds of coal block auctions we have completed. And during these multiple rounds, we have offered several variety of coal blocks for private sector. And there has been great success. And today, for the launch of 8th round, we have the august presence of our Honorable Minister for Coal, Mines and Parliamentary Affairs, who is present virtually from his other engagements, despite serious and very important commitments and time constraint. He has kindly made time for launch of this thing. We, on behalf of the Minister of Coal, we extend you a very warm welcome to the launch of 8th round. We also have the august presence of Shri Amitabh Banerjee, Secretary Minister of Coal, who actually joined last year before launch of some coal. And since then he has been in the coal ministry, supporting the private sector greatly to enhance coal production and also to ensure private sector is playing important role in the development of the country. Now, we are actually very grateful to our Honorable Minister. Before, I think many of you are engaged with the sector. The coal reforms we launched in 2020, he has been steadfastly behind those reforms. He has pursued them and he has piloted them and we guided, and then we got it approved by the Council of Ministers, and then we implemented every reform that was enacted in the coal block auctions. Now we see the fruits of those reforms. We have auctioned coal blocks and also ensured that the public sector is also performing very well. That has given great flip. And the coal sector has been much more very transparent, both financially and the way they conduct the business. And there is more respectability to the way we do things in the coal sector now. I think this is largely because the coal sector has been opened up and private sector participation was sought, and which they have willingly given. Now, in the last 7 rounds, we have auctioned about 91 mines successfully. Once all the mines are operational, almost about 35,000 crores of the annual revenue will accrue to the states, providing employment to almost more than 3 lakh people directly. Indirectly, of course, there will be several hundreds and thousands of people will be dependent on the coal sector in the eastern part of the country. In the country, still about 72% of electricity is generated through coal, and even though the percentage of power produced from coal may decline, but the absolute numbers is going to go up till at least 2035, 40 with all the indications. So the coal demand will continue to rise. Therefore, people who are the industrialists, entrepreneurs who are looking for investment, coal sector still offers very good returns. In the last 3 years, since 2020, Coal Ministry has launched several reforms. And these reforms include for the coal block auction, there is no restriction on sale of coal. Coal can be sold to anyone, anywhere, can be exported also. There is a national coal index to determine payment of revenue share, and also to determine the price of coal for a grade. And there is no prior experience required to bid for coal mines, unlike in the past when prior experience is a mandatory class. Revenue sharing mechanism, unlike per ton basis, earlier there used to be per ton basis, now it's a revenue share. Whatever is the national coal index price, you pay the revenue share. And incentives are there for daily production as well as for use of coal in the coal gasification. And also there is flexibility to surrender partially if there is a part of the coal mine area which is there is no coal. And last round, we also reduced the upfront amount required. For the coal mines with 200 MT PRC, the maximum amount of upfront amount is 100 crores, and beyond 200 MT, it is maximum is 500 crores. So that the bigger mines are also picked up by the industry. Now, during this auction round, we are offering 39 mines with 35 first attempt and 4 mines second attempt, which were offered in the previous attempt. So we are going for the second attempt. So for these coal mines, if there is a single bidder in the second attempt, then as per the approved methodology, it can allot it also. So people should not be under the wrong impression that we can't allot. If the price is reasonable, if there is a competitive offer, the government has authority to allot these mines. If the second bidder is also single bidder for these mines. We are very grateful to all of you, for the industry especially, for giving us government such support, strong support in partnering to produce required amount of coal. We are also grateful to the SBI Capital. I also welcome the Chief Operating Officer of SBI Capital and SBI team, CMPDI Director and Secretary CMPDI team, and NLC and CMD, and my own colleagues from the Ministry of Coal and the media for attending this, and I extend, and also all the participants, and in fact all the industry and the entrepreneurs, I warmly extend very warm welcome to all of you, and I hope all of you will bid aggressively to these coal mines, and so that we will be very happy to allow. Thank you so much.
Honorable Sri Prahlad Joshi, Minister, Coal, Mines and Parliamentary Affairs, Sri Nagaraju, Sri Shabharmaji, dignitaries present here during this launch event of 8th round of commercial coal miners. As you are all aware, under the leadership of Honorable Minister, Ministry of Coal has been able to achieve extraordinarily high growth in the coal production through the coal's PSUs and also captive and commercial mines. You know, last year $893 billion of coal was produced, which was a growth of about 14% over 21-22. This year also, in the first 7 months, the growth in production has been to the tune of 11%. I am very happy to share with you that the contribution that is coming from the captive and commercial mines is very significant. Last year, it was about little less than 14%, and this year the share of captive and commercial mines is going to be about 15% in the total coal production of the country. With the mines which have been auctioned during the last 3 years, many of them are at the verge of start of the production. Once they come into production, this share will slowly further go up. Resultantly, the ease of availability of coal in country will improve, and it will definitely help in reduction in the price of the coal. You may be aware that last year, maybe January 23, the premium on this Coal India's auction coal was to the tune of about 180 to 200%. It came down to about 50% in July. Now it's about 60-70%. So this has been possible because of adequate availability of coal in the market from all sources. So for that, I want to compliment all the captive and commercial mine owners for their contribution, not only for power sector but also for all sectors. Because of the availability of coal for these sectors, Coal India has also been able to supply 35% higher quantity of coal to the unregulated sector. So by contribution of all of the constituent entities, the coal availability in country has improved, and this will further improve as we go on. Today, during this 8th round of auction, I would like to highlight some of the enabling factors which you as entrepreneur should consider, and you must think over taking the coal mines. See, so far in 7 rounds of auction, we have offered more than 200 mines, and 91 mines have been taken in different rounds. Based on the stakeholders' interaction and on the direction of the Honorable Minister, we have undertaken minute physical survey through the team of experts of all the mines before offering them to the auction. Why? Because in earlier rounds, it was found that in many of the cases, there were certain factors which were resulting into non-manageability of the mine and subsequently difficulties to the mine auction holder. So this time, CMPDI has undertaken physical verification of all the mines which are being offered. Wherever it was felt that a particular geography is required to be excluded because of dense habitation or forest or some geographical condition, those have been removed. Now all 39 mines which are being offered are generally easily mineable, and same PDI is preparing digital information database which would be available to you along with the dossier. So sitting in your computer lab, you will be able to see as to what is the physical condition of the entire mining area. In fact, on PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, the entire information has been mapped and it will be available to you as part of the mine dossier, which will provide forest data layers, connectivity data layers, transmission land, telecom land, all those informations could be easily available for appropriate decision making. Second is, as you all are aware, that clearance is highly facilitated. The single window clearance portal of Ministry of Coal is easy to handle MIS, and it is now linked with the Parivesh portal also. So environment and forest clearance also has become smoother, and through the PMU, SPI, PMU, there is generally very high order of hand holding to all the successful coal mine owners. Therefore, they are able to start production at a faster speed. Another important thing is the connectivity. The factor which is very important is the evacuation infrastructure for the coal mines. So I would like to mention to you that under guidance of the Honorable Minister, we have undertaken exercise for complete connectivity requirement of all coal mines for the year up to 2047. We have mapped all the coal producing areas onto the digital map of the country. We have mapped existing railway lines, the proposed railway line which are coming up, and then gaps have been identified as to which coal fields are having inadequate rail connectivity. And based on this gap analysis, in consultation with Ministry of Railways, and of course in consultation with coal companies and all private sector stakeholders, we have identified additional railway lines. We have also identified augmentation of existing railway line by way of tripling and maybe 4 lines. We have also identified the congestion points where the RORs have been proposed. So under PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, under the direction of the Honorable Prime Minister, the energy corridor and high density network corridor of Ministry of Railway, we have suggested all these infrastructure projects to be included, and I am happy to share that Ministry of Railways has generally included all those projects into their energy corridor and high density network project. Therefore, with this, in the next few years, all our coal producing areas will have extremely smooth rail connectivity for evacuation of coal from existing coal blocks, these 39 coal blocks, and also the future coal blocks which come in auction. But for the entire coal producing region, there would be smooth, adequate, and faster rail connectivity. The rate which used to be 14 km per hour has already gone up to 35 km per hour. So with further augmentation of railway infrastructure, the rate movement will be faster, which will lead into saving of the logistic cost and bring us to logistics efficiency. Those who have been able to start commercial production, few of the mines who have started commercial production, when we look at their commercial viability and the profitability, the figures are really very encouraging, which you may like to look at as to how it is making the business sense, how the profit margins are reasonably very high compared to any other contemporary business. And coal mining is a long-term business, it gives a long-term return. Therefore, one with adequate resources must think venturing into the coal, because the future of coal is definitely assured, one for power sector, and also now with push for coal to gasification, coal to chemicals, the future is definitely there. Honorable Prime Minister during coal sector review has guided that for the coal mine auction holders and the industry, the financing should also be facilitated, and accordingly, under the guidance of the Honorable Minister, we have undertaken meeting with the bankers, and thereafter bankers are also supporting financing of the coal mine project, and REC and PFC are also supporting financing of coal mine projects. In fact, REC has conducted a seminar where all of you were invited, and they have offered Silver Bharat. So now it makes definite long-term profitable business sense for those who are interested into venturing into the mining, coal mining. There is future. There are all facilitative support mechanism, and more and more coal you produce, more and more return and revenue is there. So I appeal on all those who are interested to explore these mines, and we on behalf of Ministry of Coal under guidance of our Honorable Minister would 100% assure you for all support day and night. We are there with you. Good luck. With this, I conclude my remarks. Thank you very much.
The various steps taken by MOC towards ease of doing business. Thank you, sir. May I request Chief Guest of today's event, Honorable Union Minister, Coal, Mines and Parliamentary Affairs, Shri Prahlad Joshi, sir, to launch the 8th round of commercial auction. Thank you, sir. I also request sir to please address us. Shri Prahlad Joshi, sir.
Coal Secretary, Shri Amritlal Meena ji, Additional Coal Secretary and Nominating Authority, Shri Nagaraj ji, Shri Shesh Verma from SBI Capital, other senior officials of the ministry, media persons, and all other participants who are prospective bidders and the investors. First of all, I am very sorry. मैं आपसे क्षमा चाहता हूँ कि मैं पर्सनली उधर आ नहीं पाए. मैं जयपुर से इस लॉन्चिंग प्रोग्राम में मैं अटेंड कर रहा हूँ. तो मैं शुरुआत में यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि नागराज जी और अमृतलाल मीना जी और डिटेल में जो कुछ भी पहले हुआ आगे भी होने वाला है उसके बारे में डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन किया है. तो इसलिए मेरा काम थोड़ा इजी हो गया. एक्चुअली टुडे इज द स्पेशल डे टू लॉन्च 8th tranche of the auction for the commercial coal mining of around 39 coal blocks. Special because today is also the Janajatiya Gaurav Divas, that is Tribal Pride Day, which resonates deeply with the heart of India's tribal communities. I feel immense pride because there is a deep connection. Why I am referring this is, there is a deep connection and bond between the coal sector and the tribal community. Most of these 39 coal blocks are being put up to the auctions, are concentrated in the coal bearing states, and once these mines are analyzed, the mines will benefit the sizable population belonging to the tribal communities. Ministry of Coal is aiming to produce 1,404 million tons of the coal by year 2027 and 1,577 million tons by year 2030. And the new mines being auctioned will play a big role in ramping up the coal production to meet the increasing energy demand and support the economy. I do not want to repeat. Our Secretary, Shri Amritlal Meena, has already explained whatever the logistic issues are there. जो भी logistic issue है, transportation issue है, जो आज के दिन में है और फ्यूचर जो कुछ पे भी हम ऑप्शन कर रहे हैं, कोल इंडिया नया प्रोडक्शन शुरू कर रहे हैं, वो सब मद्देनजर में रखते हुए हमने पूरा एक लॉजिस्टिक रेलवे के साथ और पोर्ट मिनिस्ट्री के साथ भी बातचीत करके हमने वर्कआउट करने का शुरू कर दिया है, इन्वेस्टमेंट करने का भी शुरू कर दिया है. और मैं एश्योर करता हूं ये जो लॉजिस्टिक इशू है, ये लॉजिस्टिक इशू in very coming near future, all these logistic issues will be addressed positively. The target for the coal production from the commercial mine during 23-24 is 30 million ton. During 24-25 target is 16 million ton, and during 25-26 it is 24 million ton. It has been just 3 years since June 2020 when these auctions were launched by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. I would like to emphasize here that normally to start the coal mine production, new coal mine production, it will take 7 to 8 years because of the various clearances and the local issues. But in 3 years, we are achieving around 13 million ton, and in coming year we are going to achieve 16 million ton only from the commercial coal mining. And in 25-26 it is going to be 24 million ton, that is our target. And the world was when reeling under the threat of the global pandemic. We have started this commercial coal mining, and now so far we have completed tranches, and today we have entered into 8 tranches. And I do not want to give all details, but there were the days when people were afraid of talking about the commercial coal mining. Today we have successfully completed 7th tranche, and we are going ahead with the 8th tranche. How much investment is going to come, how much employment is going to come, that has been well explained by both Secretary and Additional Secretary. These new mines will help to build the ecosystem thriving with the opportunities. It would result in the employment and also investment. In the latest tranche, a total 35 coal mines are being offered. Out of these, 11 are CMSP, 24 are MMDR mines, whereas 14 coal mines are fully explored and 21 coal mines are partially explored. We are also offering 4 coal mines as a part of the second attempt of the tranche 7, which one mine is fully explored and 3 coal mines are partially explored. This second attempt means, as already explained by Nagaraju, there is a provision in the rule and law that if at all there is a single participant in the bidding, in the next tranche, we will again take it, we will take as the base price whatever he has quoted, and somebody who quotes little more than that, even if it is a single bid, there is a provision, it will be assessed by a group of secretaries. Then with the most transparent system we are doing it. Some of the people are trying to create some confusion that single bidder is offered. It is not so. There is a provision first tranche. There will be, if there is single bid, we are not giving it. Only in the second tranche, if at all it is there, we are giving. This is only because that instead of importing the coal, we want that there should be early production of the domestic coal. And as already announced, by 25-26, we want to stop totally import of the coal which is substitutable. With this intention, there is a provision in the law and it will be very transparently assessed. Then it will be offered. I have advised my Ministry to Judiciary to read the list of the coal mines that are put up for the auction, so that the auctions are concluded in time-bound manner and cater to the requirements of the industry. I would also like to assure you all that the industry, that the mines to be offered in an auction tranche are finalized post detailed deliberation with the stakeholder. आपके सबसे बातचीत होने के बाद ही, चर्चा होने के बाद ही हम इसको बिड में हम डाल रहे हैं. Mines with ongoing exploration activities and overlapping with the active coal bed methane blocks and those presently under the litigation are excluded from the auction process. Similarly, in order to mitigate the environmental impact of the coal mining, these mines falling under the protected areas, wildlife sanctuaries, critical habitats, having forest cover greater than the 40%, heavily built up with the area, etc., are not put on offer. We are taking every possible measure to de-risk the coal mining projects, to provide a consistent and stable policy environment in the coal mining industry. These measures will further enhance ease of doing business in the coal sector and ensure that industry players can invest into the sector with more confidence. To promote a sustainable mining through the underground method, Ministry is considering providing rebate in revenue share, upfront amount and performance bank guarantee in case of successful bidder selects to adopt the underground mining. Some of the coal mines are facing difficulty due to overlap with the area acquired by the coal sector, PSUs under CBA Act. Policy for providing such an allowance on lease to private companies for the development of the coal block is being positively considered. Revised area master plan is being taken up to rehabilitate the risk of the families, and project value of the coal reserve with the cost of rupees 6,200 crores. Bidders are incentivized for early production and utilization of the coal in coal gasification and liquefaction. The incentive of the coal gasification has increased from 20% to 50%. Moreover, an incentive scheme for the financial support to the coal gasification project is to be introduced soon. It will be central sector scheme and is in the final stage of the approval. And you must be aware that with each branch we have made the auctioning process simpler and more efficient. Upfront amount has been revised from 0.25% of the value estimated resource to 0.20%. We have also made the provision for the capping of the upfront amount based on the geological results. Bid security has also been reduced by 20%, and the part of relinquishment of partially explored coal mines has been permitted. The ministry is conscious of the fact that the promotion of underground coal mining can help in conservation of the environment. Accordingly, to promote the underground coal mining, government is planning to scale up the production from the underground mines to 100 million tons by 2030 with the mass production technology alongside the revenue sharing model with the private entrepreneurs. India is consuming more power than ever before. Today's power demand is at the peak. Peak demand of power in country already reached 240 gigawatt and is likely to be doubled by 2030 according to Power Ministry. Therefore, when the share of coal generated power may decline, however, in absolute term, it will increase. I assure you that with our collective efforts, India will be able to meet the demand and production of sustainable development and that is the principle of the coal mining. Coal will also continue to feed India's power plants, and the coal ministry is leaving no stone unturned in stepping up the production to meet the surging demand of the electricity, as it is crucial for the accelerating the economic growth. But we are also aware of the responsibilities and our Prime Minister's commitment to get 50% of energy from the renewable sources and net zero goal for the carbon emission by 2070, which is a vital fight for the greater environment. We assure you that we will continue to undertake the initiative as per the needs of the industry. We are open to new suggestions from the stakeholders, and we are serious about the making of the auction process more and more attractive and very in the way of ease of doing business. So once again, I invite you to participate in the auctions to speed up the operationalization of the allotted coal mine. The process for the approval of the mine plan and the geological reports have been restructured, and the single window clearance system has been implemented. In addition to this, project monitoring unit has been set up in the Ministry of Coal to support the early operationalization of providing the guidance and support to the allocators in obtaining the required permits in the clearances. Remember, the companies participating in the commercial coal mine auctions will be helping us to build a new India. With these words, I thank all the participants attending the launch of this tranche of the auctions, wishing you the best to everyone who is participating. Jai Hind, Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much, sir, for blessing this event. Markets Limited for vote of thanks. Shri Shesh Verma, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I, on behalf of SKE Capital Markets Limited, would like to express my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Sri Prahlad Joshi ji, Secretary, Ministry of Coal, Sri Amrit Lal Meena ji, Additional Secretary and Nominated Authority, Ministry of Coal, Sri M. Nagaraju ji, industry representatives, delegates, media persons, and all other attendees for gracing this event for launch of 8th branch of commercial coal mining auction. In the last 2 years, we have seen the coal sector evolve from the first ever transparent auctions for coal blocks for specified end use, auction of coal mines for commercial use without any participation and in-use restrictions. This change has resulted from the consistent policy actions and a positive outlook from the government. We have been privileged to have been associated with the Ministry of Coal since 2015, and we thank the Ministry and the industry for reposing their faith in us. I wish all the success to the prospective bidders, so more coal mines are developed that can supply coal to meet our country's energy needs in the future. Thank you all. Thanks.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, आज इंपीरियल होटल में कोल मिनिस्ट्री का प्रोग्राम चल रहा था जिसमें ऑक्शन के बारे में बताया गया कि किस तरह से बिड्स लगाई जाएगी और किस तरह से जो है आगे काम करना है कोल को लेके। आइए हम सागर जी से बात करते हैं, इनके विचारों को जानते हैं। सर जी, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जो पावरिंग द नेशन यहाँ पर लॉन्च हुआ 8 राउंड्स ऑफ कॉमर्शियल कोल एंड ऑक्शंस, तो इसके बारे में क्या जानकारी आप आम जनता को दे सकते हैं?
Coal is a basically essential material which is used in household, in power, in rail transportation, and in many other venues. So coal being very essential items, its auction also encourages people for minings, and in minings we have a very huge companies. We have companies of PSU, private sector, and everybody, those who have minings, so they continue for years together, and there is a lot of lucrative offer in the mining field.
जिस तरह से आज ये 8 राउंड हो गया, तो जो आज तक 7 राउंड हो चुके हैं उनमें क्या फ़ायदा हुआ होगा आम जनता को जो इससे ज़्यादा होने वाला है?
Whenever this coal business auction is held, what I suppose the business people, they form a sort of a togetherness, and they participate in first and second and third. They do exactly healthy competition so that the transportation cost of coal, the mining cost, and other administrative costs are not hampered. This 8th auction will be held by people who are really in the business, and now there are a lot of technological innovations that are creeping in, like we have gases, the gasification of coal, which is also a very important aspect of the coal mining. With the advent of technology, the coal has become a dearer material in mining and in any other issues, and so coal is regularly needed for people live in a poverty also. So coal is also a domestic fuel, because everybody cannot get a liquid gas or household gas in that form. So coal is a big business, and those who are doing big business, they are multi-billionaires. It is done by most of the groups, like Thappers we have many more from छत्तीसगढ़, बिहार,
क्योंकि वहीं पर ये माइंस की खदानें हैं
खदानें।
तो हम आज़ादी का जो अमृत महोत्सव काल हमने 75वां मना लिया है, तो हमें आज़ादी के जो उत्सव है उसकी तैयारी चल रही है। प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में उनके विजन और मिशन को लेके, तो कैसा भारत आप उस टाइम देखना चाहते हैं? 25 साल का जो है हमें मौका मिला है।
Before we get into better technology like nuclear and other avenues, so for 25 years this coal business is going to flourish, because you need for power huge quantity of fuel is used, ये ज़्यादा क्वांटिटी में इसलिए यूज़ होता है क्योंकि यहाँ का जो कोल क्वालिटी ऑफ कोल इज़ नॉट गुड compared to Australia and other European and other countries, because our topography and tectonic plates are very old, so lot of water and everything has gone deeper into it, whereas in Australia if you go for coal mining, their coal doesn't shed any gases or it burns very quickly. So I think coal business is going to be there for another 25 years.
ये अच्छी बात है कि आप इस तरह से सोचते हैं। हर नागरिक को हमें ऐसे सोचना है। हमारा भारतवर्ष आज़ादी से पहले भी विश्व गुरु था, 75 साल में भी विश्व गुरु है और आगे भी विश्व गुरु ही रहेगा। लेकिन ये जो बीच में ऐसी बातें चलती हैं कि हम भारत को विश्व गुरु बना देंगे, ये क्या मतलब इसमें आप डिफरेंस समझते हैं?
Unless and until all the people are educated, all the people know their way of duties, that will take long time, because education we are not number top, we are not on the top. Our education is just for having bread, whereas entrepreneurship education very feeble. It's once we are educated to become an entrepreneur, then only we can be of this. Thank you, sir.
थैंक यू सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आप इस तरह से प्रोग्रामों में मिलते रहते हैं, आम जनता को आपकी विचारधारा से आप अवगत कराते रहते हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। नमस्कार दोस्तों, फिर एक नई शख्सियत के साथ दोबारा मुलाकात होगी। तब तक के लिए नमस्कार, जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम, जय भारत।
Thank you.